She was 3 days late on rent. 3 days. That's all it took for her world to fall apart. Tasha Williams, 28, single mother, 2 kids, worked double shifts at the diner, still couldn't make ends meet. She was doing her best, scraping pennies, walking miles just to save on bus fare. Then came the knock. Her landlord, Peter Grantham, 62, white, wealthy, ran 5 apartment buildings in South Chicago, known for evictions, known for threats. He didn't care about her story, didn't care about her kids, didn't care about her life. He just wanted her out. "You don't pay, you don't stay," he said, smirking. He handed her a crumpled eviction notice. She begged. She cried. He turned his back. Her youngest clung to her leg. That night she packed. That night she slept in her car. But this isn't a story about a mother who gave up. This is the story of a mother who fought back. 2 weeks later, a video went viral. It showed Peter yelling, screaming racial slurs, throwing Tasha's bags down the steps, her son crying in the background. A neighbor filmed it, posted it, and the internet exploded. Justice for Tasha trended in under 12 hours, but the damage was done. Tasha was homeless. Her job, gone. She had no daycare, no place to shower, no phone. Then came the twist. A local nonprofit lawyer saw the video. Her name was Ava Burns, young, fierce, black. She reached out, offered to take Tasha's case for free. They filed a lawsuit, racial discrimination, illegal eviction, emotional distress. Peter laughed when he got served. He called it trash, said she was just another broke single mom looking for a handout. He didn't know what was coming. The court date was set. The first hearing, chaos. Peter walked in with 3 lawyers, polished, confident. Tasha, nervous, wearing the same blazer she wore to church, but she stood tall. The judge was firm, white, middle-aged, silent, observing. Peter's lawyers argued she was behind on rent, showed statements, showed texts, claimed she was uncooperative. Ava stood up, calm, sharp. She brought evidence of something darker. "Your Honor," she said, "we have proof this landlord only evicts single black mothers. 5 cases in 6 months, all the same building, all undocumented, until now." The courtroom fell quiet. Peter's lawyers shifted in their seats. The judge raised an eyebrow. That was just the beginning. A former tenant testified, said Peter had threatened her too. Another said he told her to go back where she came from. Ava had recordings, photos, receipts. Peter's smile started to fade. But then a twist. Peter presented a signed notice, supposedly from Tasha, saying she voluntarily vacated the unit. It looked legit. Even the judge looked puzzled. Ava demanded a handwriting expert. The judge agreed. Case continued. Outside the court, media swarmed. Tasha kept her head down, but she could feel the tide turning. Then came the forensic report. The signature? A fake? The date? Altered. Peter's proof? Tampered. Back in court, Ava revealed everything. In front of the judge, in front of the cameras. Peter turned red, shouted across the courtroom. The judge banged the gavel. Order. But Peter wasn't done. He pulled out a secret weapon. A witness. A woman. White. Claimed she was the building manager. Claimed she saw Tasha leave willingly. But Ava wasn't fooled. She pulled out employment records. The woman didn't work there until 2 months after the eviction. Caught. Lies. On top of lies. The judge stared at Peter. "You are dangerously close to perjury," he said. Peter stayed silent. The courtroom was electric. Then Ava dropped the final bomb. Security footage. From across the street. It showed Peter dragging Tasha's bags out, throwing them and saying, "You people don't belong here." In court, on tape, his voice, his words. The judge leaned back, took a breath. "We will reconvene for final arguments next week," he said. Gavel slammed. Tasha turned to Ava. Ava nodded. They had him. But outside the courthouse, something felt off. A man in a black SUV followed Tasha's car, parked 2 blocks behind, watched, waited. The next morning, Ava's office was broken into. Files gone. Tasha's photos, shredded. Computer, smashed. Someone was getting desperate. Peter or someone worse. The judge postponed the ruling, claimed security concerns. And just when it felt like justice was near, Tasha received a letter. No return address. Inside, a photo of her kids playing at the shelter and 5 words written in marker: drop the case or else. The envelope shook in her hands. Tasha stared at the photo. Her kids, at the shelter, playing in the gravel yard, smiling, oblivious. And underneath, 5 words scratched in thick black ink. Her hands trembled. Her heart raced. She ran to the window, looked out. A black SUV across the street, parked, engine running. It peeled off. She grabbed her phone, called Ava. No answer. Called again. Voicemail. She didn't sleep that night. She laid there, watching the door, holding her children close. Morning came. She drove to Ava's office. Police tape, broken glass. Ava stood outside, talking to officers, her laptop, files gone. They knew. Someone was watching every move, but Ava wasn't backing down. This means we're close, she said, too close. Tasha didn't know whether to feel safe or scared. The court postponed the ruling again. Security concerns, new investigation. But Ava, she dug deeper, and what she found changed everything. Property records, sale deeds, eviction histories. Peter Grantham didn't own the building. He never had. He was just the face. The real owner, a shell company, hidden offshore. But Ava followed the trail. A name popped up. Judge Harold L. Merrick, the same judge hearing Tasha's case. He was the silent type. Calm, stoic, always watching, never emotional. He had ruled in Peter's favor before. 5 times, all involving evictions, all involving single black mothers. Coincidence? Ava didn't think so. She filed a motion, demanded Judge Merrick recuse himself. The courtroom exploded. Gasps, whispers. Peter's lawyers objected, called it baseless, a distraction. But Ava had proof. Bank transfers, property overlaps, a paper trail. The judge stared at her, cold. This court takes such accusations seriously, he said, but I see no conflict. He refused to step down. Another twist, but Ava had more. A whistleblower, a former paralegal, worked for Peter's real estate firm, young, nervous, but ready. She told Ava everything. Peter used illegal surveillance, listened in on tenants, tracked them, targeted vulnerable mothers, especially black women, evicted them, flipped the units, raised rent. Judge Merrick helped clear the cases, quietly, legally. It was a system, a machine. They called it the cycle: evict, flip, profit, rinse, repeat. But now someone was finally fighting back. The whistleblower handed Ava something: a flash drive, recordings, notes, videos, all of it. They went to the FBI. Ava, Tasha, and the whistleblower sat in a cold room. Agents listening, taking notes, faces grim. 2 hours later, the FBI opened a probe. Peter was no longer just a landlord. He was under federal investigation, and Judge Merrick under review. But it came at a cost. That night, Tasha's car was torched. She got the call at 2 a.m. The shelter staff pulled her outside. Flames lit up the street. She dropped to her knees, her kids crying beside her. She had nothing left, again. But she wasn't giving up. The next court date came. Ava walked in with fire, flash drive in hand. Media lined the halls. Peter was there, looking older, sweating. The judge, same cold stare. But something was different. Ava spoke first. "We have reason to believe this court has been compromised." She handed the judge a sealed folder. Inside evidence, timestamps, surveillance, a 47-minute recording. Peter's voice, talking about payoffs, referring to the judge as our guy. The judge went pale, then stood. "Court will recess immediately." He left and never came back. 3 hours later, he resigned. No warning, no statement, just vanished. A new judge was assigned, Judge Ramirez, Latina, known for fairness, known for fire. She reopened the case from scratch. Tasha sat in the front row. hands folded, eyes locked. Ava stood. "Your Honor, this is no longer about a single eviction. This is about systemic abuse, racial targeting, and criminal corruption." She laid it all out. The evictions, the threats, the surveillance, the fake witness, the fake signature, the black SUV, the threats against Tasha's children, the photo, the fire. Judge Ramirez listened, every word. She called Peter to the stand. He refused. She subpoenaed him. He still refused. She issued a bench warrant. Peter was arrested outside his golf club, dragged in cuffs, front page, national news. Tasha's story exploded. More women came forward. 10, 15, 20. Same building, same landlord, same story, single black mothers, all pushed out, all silenced. Until now. But then, the twist no one saw coming. Ava's whistleblower went missing, vanished, left behind a note. "I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore." Tasha panicked. She called Ava. She called the FBI. No one knew where the girl had gone. No sign of struggle, no security footage. But her flash drive, it had one last file, buried deep, hidden, a voicemail from Judge Merrick to Peter. "If this gets out, we both burn. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do." The room went cold. Ava stared at the screen. "This isn't over," she whispered. The new court date was set. Final hearing. Tasha was ready, but the night before, another letter arrived. No envelope, just a folded sheet, slid under her door. Inside, a photo of Ava, tied to a chair, gagged, and 5 words, "She dies if you speak." The photo made Tasha's blood go cold. Avenue, her lawyer, her only lifeline, bound, gagged, terrified. The words underneath burned into her mind. This was no longer about eviction, no longer about court. This was survival. She called the FBI, sent them the photo. Agent Rivers ordered a full unit. They arrived in 10 minutes, moved Tasha and her kids to a secure location. That night she reviewed the flash drive, found a hidden folder. Cycle V4. Inside, a video, a live feed, Avenue alive, bound, in a basement. Behind her, a sticker. Property of Grantham Realty, Unit 306. Tasha screamed. 306! I know where that is! SWAT moved fast. They raided the building. Unit 306. Ava was there. Alive, bruised, shaking, but safe. They carried her out. She gripped Tasha's hand and said, "You saved me." The arrest came at dawn. Peter Grantham, dragged from his lake house. No more smiles, no more smirks, just handcuffs. Dozens were indicted. Inspectors, lawyers, partners, even Judge Merrick. The cycle was real, but now it was broken. Back in court, Ava returned, bandaged, determined. She stood beside Tasha. Judge Ramirez read the ruling. In favor of Miss Williams, damages awarded $2.4 million, but more importantly, justice, real public justice. Outside the courthouse, Tasha cried. Her kids ran into her arms, reporters swarmed, but she didn't speak. She didn't need to. The truth had spoken for her. The story ended not in fear, but in victory. The cycle had finally been exposed, and Tasha Williams, the single black mother they tried to erase, became the woman who brought it all crashing down.